everybody, my name is Torimo Jori, and in this Toreview, we're going to be talking about the 15th episode of Sousou no Frieren. In this continuation of the journey, I'm going to look at everything awesome about this episode. Dab! I'm going to shoot you over a quick spoiler warning, because Frieren is something you really gotta experience by watching. So if you haven't watched it yet, go to it! Now! This episode was amazing. Heed my warning and enjoy this Toreview. We started with the gang traveling to a new town, with Cyan freaking out about old ladies. They arrived to find all the humans sleeping, seemingly from a curse. While camping, Fern and Stark fall asleep, seemingly from said curse. Frieren protects them, and they go to fight the monster that's causing this. Frieren then falls asleep, as Cyan finds the monster, in the form of a giant plant flower monster, the Chaos Flower. Cyan distracts the monster for long enough, and Frieren capably dispatches it in a single attack. They then travel to the city of Vorig, where they get accosted by the Graf of the land, Orden. He requests that Stark take the place of his son, who had been killed in battle, in order to keep the morale of the troops and keep his status for the time being. Orden trains Stark in all things noble, with Stark even telling him to pay more attention to the son he still has. While all this is happening, Fern is also being trained to attend Stark at the dance. At the soiree, Stark takes Fern's hand and they begin to dance. Orden regrets his actions leading up to the death of his son, Wirt, and tells Stark of his last parting moments with him, where he told his son that he never wanted to see his face again. Stark refuses the option to stay there, in order to eventually come back to Eisen after his travels. Frieren spends about half the day pricking out a grimoire as a reward, and Orden finally begins to pay attention to his son. Frieren sees how Fern and Stark have grown together, smiles, and thus the episode ends. In this episode, we are introduced to Graf Orden, the main focus of this subplot. He has two sons, one, Wirt, the one who was killed in battle, and the other who he seems to neglect. In this episode, we see that he wants Stark to sort of replace his son, to be what he wanted him to be. As his last words to him were for him to never show his face again, he deeply regrets his decisions and wished that things could have been different. In Stark, he saw this. However, as Stark informs him, he already has a son. Instead of neglecting him, Orden should treat him as he wished he had treated Wirt. This is a pretty good plot in this episode, as people often wish for what they could have had when it's right in front of their face in the present. In this episode, we also see the advancement of Stark and Fern's relationship. As shown in previous episodes, as Stark, a young man, and Fern, a young woman, grow into their relationship, they transfer from the immaturity of name-calling and joking to the maturity of love. Here we see Fern agree to train for a soiree, as well as Stark, all leading up to their dance. It's a very beautiful and eloquent scene, with the animations truly shining through. Gonna be honest, I love the Fern and Stark dynamic, even though she calls me a baka every once in a while. Well, that was episode 15 of Sousou no Frieren. I'll be back here for the 16th episode, and it's gonna be great. We're gonna be seeing some more interesting characters. Get back here when I post that, and I'll see you later. Bye 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 bye.